Wave weather now. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday night. I'm wave meteorologist Ryan Hoke here. We're going to spend about the next 15 to 20 minutes talking about this weekend's weather, which does include a wave weather alert day for Saturday. We've got over 100 folks on this evening here. We've got Angela Early who says, thanks, Ryan, for coming on here this evening. Radcliffe is checking in. Hello to you, Angela. Nice to see you. If you've got any questions, put them in the live chats here on either YouTube, Facebook, X, what have you. And if you're watching us from our Wave Weather Now live stream on the Wave Weather app or wave3.com or Wave Now on your smart TV, I'll read those comments to you and you'll be able to hear those audibly here. So let's dive into what's going on right now. And that is, of course, a very nice evening. It's been a nice day. It's been humid. Our heat index at times today was in the low to mid 90s. No shock, given the dew points today around 70 degrees. That will certainly make us feel like we're in summertime again. We've had some drier air at times this month that's made it feel a little cooler, and we'll do that again later into next week. But this weekend, we've got a cold front moving through, and ahead of that is some very humid air that's going to give us these thunderstorms here. Ellen's on the line with us here, and she says, I swear I haven't washed my car, meaning that when she washes her car, it seems to rain every time afterwards. Rose is on. Hello, Rose. Nancy, checking in from Adair County. Hello to you. Amanda's in here from Bardstown. And, of course, our friend Shonda Schaffner from Jeffersonville, Indiana, is on the line with us. Good evening to you as well. So let's go through what's going on now on the radar. We've had a few of these isolated downpours at times today. I'll stop the radar view so you can see where some of those are now. They're mainly east of us. We've had a few just in our counties, but at the moment, none are within the 34 that we serve. You'll notice some north of Lexington, some near Nicholasville down there. Louisville's dry. And we really don't expect much more overnight tonight, though we do have to keep a blanket 10% rain chance in the forecast overnight tonight just because we've got so much humid air. And, of course, there's a cold front nearby. So at least there is a trigger. That front has kind of gotten hung up between Chicago and St. Louis here. And that's critical for tomorrow's storm possibility here because that front's going to be the driver for where severe weather could be and where there likely won't be any at all. Basically, behind the front, not so much. In front of the front, fair game, right? I should caution that tomorrow's severe weather chance is one that's not a huge deal, but it is one that's amped up enough on some of the data this evening to at least give us that wave weather alert day here for our Saturday. And of course, that includes a slight risk of severe weather for this alert day here. The timing on the alert day, by the way, is Saturday between 2 and 8 p.m. These storms will form on the radar during the afternoon, maybe a couple rounds of these. I think the best chance is going to be a little closer to dinner time. There may be a couple of rogue storms before 2 o'clock, but those wouldn't have as much of a chance to be strong to severe. Okay, I got to do something new for us here. This is going to be a 30-second commercial break. I got to put this in here. The bosses want me to do this here. So in 30 seconds, I will be right back, and we'll dive into the latest on this alert day. So I will see you back here in 30 seconds. Give me just a second. Let me roll this break here for us. There we go. See, that was pretty easy. We had to roll a little commercial break there for our viewers on Wave Weather Now on our app and, of course, on our website there. Let's move on with the latest on the alert day for tomorrow. Clusters of strong to severe storms possible with this here. Damaging wind and hail potential are the main threats that we will face as we head into that time frame. There are secondary threats here, and we ranked them today because I think it was important to demonstrate that the secondary threats, the secondary rank here, is nowhere near what the primary rank is in terms of importance for us. There is a little bit of a flood threat, and there's a little bit of an isolated tornado threat. There's just enough shear in the atmosphere present to give us a little spin-up tornado possibility. I think most of that possibility is going to be in areas south and east of our viewing area, the way things look right now. So I do want to stress that that is the potential that we would see. It would be mainly south and east of wave country, but there's still enough within our counties here to give us that potential. Let's see, we've got Darshell asking, is this for Kentucky or Southern Indiana? I'll show you a map here in just a second. Good timing on that. And of course, Jocelyn, the weather enthusiast on YouTube, asks, SPC Outlook shows that Floyd County, Indiana, split in half between slight and marginal. I'm so confused. Okay, all right. I understand. I totally sympathize with that. I get it. When these Storm Prediction Center outlooks come out and they split your county in half, which one am I in? Well, we'll explain that in just a second. Let's talk timing for one more slide here, and then we'll get to the maps here and kind of break down about those SPC severe weather risks, why you shouldn't be too stressed about that. All right, so the storm chances tomorrow are going to be highest between about 4 and 6 p.m. There's going to be a rogue 70% chance at 5 p.m. there that you don't see on this particular graph because it only goes every 2 hours, not every hour. But the red bars indicate when severe weather is possible, okay? Let's talk about these Storm Prediction Center maps. Okay. So Floyd County is split in half. What to do? This is a human construct. Ooh, we're getting deep now on a Friday night. These maps are a human construct. Literally, someone is drawing these maps in Norman, Oklahoma at the Storm Prediction Center, part of the National Weather Center on the campus of the University of Oklahoma in Norman, Oklahoma. We're getting specific, right? So these are not the end-all, be-all of like severe weather will literally start here to the mile. These, in my opinion, should really kind of have like a murky transition zone, right? There's not this hard line that Mother Nature is going to follow and be like, okay, severe storms are going to start here. These are simply areas that are drawn on a map to say, okay, somewhere in this area, I think there's going to be some problems. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be in the center of the area or on the fringes. It doesn't mean it's going to stop, like a hard stop when you get back to a lesser threat like the green marginal risk of severe weather. No, in fact, severe weather often happens outside of these outlooks as well. So these are just best guesses. So if your county is split in half, no need to worry, okay? Just assume that you're in that slight risk of severe weather. You're in the 2 out of 5. Don't stress over the exactness of it. Just be like, okay, if half of my county's in the higher risk and half of my county's in the lower risk, just assume you're in the higher risk. That way it just kind of takes that out of the equation. You don't have to worry about that. But we do need to be concerned with the potential for a few severe storms tomorrow. I am not sold. He's not sold. I am not sold that this is a major problem tomorrow. I remain optimistic that a lot of this is going to be east and southeast of us, the way that the 0Z model run of the HRRR has been demonstrating this evening. Doesn't mean we're completely out of the woods, but I remain optimistic that a lot of our counties will be in not so bad of shape. Regardless, 2 p.m. I should say to 8 p.m. is that time frame, as we discussed, clusters and lines of storms moving through, damaging winds, isolated tornado, flash flooding, large hail. These are not ranked in any sort of fashion here. The damaging wind and large hail threat would be the highest threats, followed by flash flooding, followed by isolated tornado. Again, small spin-up tornado risk. In my mind, today, what I've been preparing our staff for, because, obviously on Saturdays, we're not as staffed up in our production department as we are on like a Friday, for instance. That's just the name of the game, right? We have fewer newscasts, fewer resources on a weekend because a lot of folks are off. What I've been telling our production department today is, hey, make sure that we're ready to be on the air for 15 to 30 minutes for a rogue tornado warning. That's it. I'm not expecting a 3-hour-long escapade into a long-track tornado situation. That is not what the atmosphere is primed to do tomorrow. There's just enough wind shear to possibly pop off one little spin-up tornado somewhere. And I really think it'll be closer to I-75 than I-65. I really think it'll be just outside of our area. But again, caveat there. There is just enough potential there within our counties to hoist that alert day flag. And again, damaging winds, large hail, the main threats. I hope that is clear. Yes, indeed, because we've got Grim on here saying, by tornado risk being more south and east, could you maybe show the areas you think have the best chance to see tornadoes? Yes, indeed, I will. In fact, that's exactly what this map is going to demonstrate. Let's start with Futurecast here. This is the HRRR model. This is around 9:30 in the morning. Notice it has a rogue cell that tries to punch through our counties. I'll draw a little better here, where that track of that cell is. I'm not sold that this will even exist at 9:30 in the morning without much sunlight to power that up. So let's just scroll through that. Okay, here's this first round of storms. And see how these light up around 2 o'clock? And these are mainly south and east of our counties. As I kind of put some drawing on here, this zone right here would be the zone that sees the most potential for thunderstorms with this first round around that 2 o'clock start. And yes, some of these storms may rotate a little bit, but notice how these are really close to I-75 very quickly, or just south of our counties at that time. That's why I'm not super concerned about the tornado threat. I think a lot of this is going to be outside our area. 5 o'clock, rocking and rolling with thunderstorms all throughout eastern Kentucky, but look, we are still kind of dry. Again, don't take this as gospel, by the way. Some of this will exist, some of this won't. The timing will be a little different. This is one run model right here, but I'm using this as a demonstrative tool here. I still think areas, kind of like down here have a chance of seeing the strongest storms, and potentially, if there is going to be some sort of spin-up tornado threat, it would be somewhere in that region right there. Louisville, right on the fringe of it, but in my opinion, just outside of it, okay? So that is where we are at 5 o'clock. After 5 o'clock, more storms try to fire up, but notice, and again, this is the 0Z run, fresh data, only the freshest weather data here at Wave News. Around 7, 8 o'clock, again, it's I-75 lighting up like a Christmas tree with thunderstorms and areas south of the Western Kentucky and Bluegrass Parkways. Get the theme here? This is the latest data here. Again, this could shift to being more within our counties. It could shift to be closer to I-75. It depends on where this front is tomorrow. This front that I showed you from Chicago to St. Louis right now is going to be draped somewhere, if I can draw, right here. But it could be right here, and it could be over here. And that's going to heavily weigh on how the severe weather threat would shape up tomorrow. Again, this is not a top-tier severe weather threat. This is not an outbreak, nothing like that. Again, we are talking about a scenario where we have literally just enough firepower in the atmosphere for an alert day. I mean, we are really just meeting that criteria there. And that criteria that we've met, by the way, is the Storm Prediction Center outlook for 50% or greater of our counties, including Louisville Metro. So we're in that, barely, as we showed you earlier with that Storm Prediction Center outlook. And then by 8, 9 o'clock, it would be well to our south and east, and I don't think we'd have to worry about that. Tomorrow, Saturday, a lot of folks are going to get missed completely by rain. I want to say that one more time. Tomorrow, Saturday, a lot of folks are going to get missed completely by rain. I hope you heard it the second time, because there's going to be some folks that say, hey, it never rained today. That alert day was fake news. It meant nothing. No, this is because some folks in our area, and just enough of that threshold is met, may face a severe weather threat tomorrow that is sizable enough to hoist that alert day flag. It does not mean that everybody will get it. If you're in southern Indiana, I don't want to say you're off scot-free, but you're close to it. Along the river here in Louisville, we're kind of on the edge. If you're south and east of Louisville, you're in that zone, all right? That's the zone where I'm like, okay, I'm concerned about you. Again, Louisville's right on that fringe here. We'll watch for it. Have the Wave Weather app. If you don't have it, I know we've got a lot of folks on YouTube who may be kind of new to us here. It's in your app store. It's free to search Wave Weather. You'll see our little fancy wave logo with the little cloud and sun on it. And it looks kind of like this Wave Weather Now logo that you see on the bottom center of your screen. That thing's going to help you through. Carson Meredith's going to be in. He's going to be sending you custom push notifications to your location. Make sure the app can follow you. There's like a follow me button on the top left-hand side of the app when you go to the hamburger button. And that will allow us to send you custom push notifications based on geo-targeted areas of our viewing area, so that we can warn specific sections of our viewing area without warning everybody and freaking everybody out, because that's not what we want to do. We want to keep this as low drama as possible. And that's what our app allows us to do. Targeted notifications to folks who need it, and not worrying and panicking the folks that shouldn't be worrying and panicking in the first place, by the way. But not worrying folks that don't need to be worried about it. So that's what our job is here, is to kind of, be straight up with you about what we're going to see. We're not going to delve into hyperbole and say that everything's terrible, everything's awful, record-breaking, oh my gosh. No, we're going to keep this chill, all right? We're going to be chill about this alert day, and just having made sure that everybody knows what's going to take place tomorrow and what could happen, and just being prepared for tomorrow's activities based on that. Again, if you have outdoor plans tomorrow, have a plan to take them inside in case these thunderstorms get close to you, especially south and east of Louisville. All right, so let's get through a few comments. I'm going to leave the Sunday rain chances up here. This is, again, Sunday we're talking about here with a few showers. Let's see here. Sean's on here. Good morning to you, or good evening to you, Sean. Tiffany's asking, what about Bardstown? High possibility of tornadoes. As we just discussed, absolutely not. It's very, very small. Big enough for us to mention it, but very, very small. Let's see. Truly King is saying, so Ryan, we're not expecting to be on here long like the last storm. No. This is going to be a quick in and out tomorrow on these storms here. Let's see. Can you show Futurecast again? Asks Matt. Yeah, I know, or Mark, I should say, Ulrich here. Yeah, I will do that here just to give you guys a sense of what the latest data shows. Again, this is not gospel. This is not the exact thing that's going to happen. It is an idea from one weather model here. You see that rogue possible cell in the morning. We'll see how that goes. I don't think that's that big of a possibility. Storms form around 2 o'clock. That's why that 2 o'clock start time is on our alert day. A lot of this is south and east of Louisville, based on where the front is. If the front is to the south and east of us, then that's where it'll be. If it gets hung up and stays to our north and west, then it'll be a slightly different story. More folks would be involved here. 5 o'clock, you see that more storms start to form out in eastern Kentucky. We'll be right on the fringe of that. Again, this particular run of this model is not super excited about tomorrow's storm chances for most of our counties, but it is excited about storm chances, at least on the front end of this, for this zone down here, south and east of the Western Kentucky and Bluegrass Parkways in Kentucky. That is Futurecast for tomorrow. Appreciate the question there, Mark. Hello, Anna Pretty. Good to see you on here. Liz is asking, storms near downtown at any point in the day. It's possible because I don't know the exact position of these storms when they will develop around 2 o'clock. So there's kind of a chance around 2 and then another chance after 5 based on the 2 kind of waves of storms that the models are really keying in on tomorrow here. So keep that in mind. Again, small chance, but it is there. Chris Bowles is asking, it's 2024. Why are your software vendors not creating other color pins than yellow? There's a good answer for that. So I can change the color to any color under the sun here, actually. I have literally 65 million colors that I can change it to. It's purple. We can change it to green. And I can change it to white. So you're asking, Chris, why is it yellow? Well, I keep mine yellow because which of these is the most visible? It's the yellow one, right? Because sometimes our text is white and it blends in with the text. Yellow, we don't often use in our graphics. So I keep mine a very specific shade of yellow that one of our former graphic artists here at Wave kind of came up with as a very TV-friendly yellow shade that's really easy for the human eye to pick out and see. So there's a good reason for that. A little bit of psychology, a little bit of like eye science there, Chris. So we can do any color we want. I always choose to do yellow. Most of our team does too for that reason. Danny, yes, this is in Louisville. We're talking about the Louisville area. But again, these storms tomorrow would be mainly south and east of the city, the way things are shaking out and shaping up. I cannot merge those two sayings at the moment here. I'm going to go another 5 minutes on this, guys, by the way, because I got to get ready for our 11 o'clock newscast here. Let's see. We've got a YouTube channel called Kick and Wing. What are the chances of considerable and or destructive thunderstorm warnings tomorrow? Man, you guys get nerdy and specific, and I love it. Small, it's there. You'd really have to get one of these clusters to really get amped up and pretty strong. I'm not totally convinced we'd see that in our counties. Again, our counties are right here. You see them on the screen. It's Louisville and our surrounding 33 counties that we serve here. But areas south and east of us, closer to I-75 in eastern Kentucky, might get a little closer to some of those types of warnings there. May says 131 days till Christmas, y'all. Woohoo! Josh says, I'm ready for the rain. I need more hay. I want to stress, not everybody's going to get rain tomorrow. All right. There's going to be a lot of folks missed by the rain tomorrow. A lot. Mark my words. Okay. So don't get angry at the sky or at us for not seeing rain tomorrow, because that's just not what's in the forecast. a lot of this may be south and east of us. Just wanted to put that out there. Oh, Truly is asking again, what kind of hail could we see? We are a little bit concerned about some hail tomorrow. This setup has a lot of CAPE or instability, convective available potential energy for you weather nerds out there. Instability. So there's a lot of upward motion in the atmosphere here, which helps us loft some of these, raindrops into the upper atmosphere where it's a lot colder. We could see some quarters, maybe ping pong balls. That would be about it. I don't think it'd be any bigger than that. Again, this is the warm time of year. Lots of melting as these stones of hail descend through the atmosphere. So I don't think it'd be too big. And I hope you have a great weekend as well. Appreciate that. Truly is asking, if the cold front is behind Louisville, could the storm weaken? Yeah, so that's the deal with the cold front here. If the cold front advances faster through our area, those storms would be south and east of us. And if the cold front is slower and is more north and west of Louisville, then more of us would potentially see the storms tomorrow. Just so you know, this front's going to kind of wiggle around us tomorrow and be right overhead. So that's going to make it a little tough. No, not July 4th types of storms there, Shonda. Those storms were more of supercells. And while we may have a supercell structure or two trying to be embedded in these will be more clustered. And I think a lot of these will be just outside of our viewing area. But again, it's possible that we could see some in our area here. Anna says, I'll be seeing you guys at the State Fair on Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday is Wave News Day at the State Fair from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., I believe. Let's see. Janice says, can you send some rain to Valley Station in Fairdale? I don't want to water the garden tomorrow. I know my grass was getting crispy. It was good to see some rain this morning. That was certainly helpful. I'm going to move on to a couple more parts of the forecast here and then wrap this up because I got to get ready for our 11 o'clock newscast here. I wish I could stay on all evening with you guys. This is fun being interactive here. We love this. Sunday's rain chances, again, we'll see some scattered showers in the afternoon. Sunday is not a totally dry day. Keep that in mind, but it's not a severe day, thankfully. No alert day there. There's the Ironman half triathlon. A little bit of fog in the morning, temperatures in the 70s, scattered showers developing in the afternoon. Water temperature of the Ohio River is about 82 degrees. That'll be kind of warm. It'll feel good. The Futurecast shows us that we do have a few of those pop-up showers in the afternoon. And almost like Saturday, Sunday's rain chance will be higher in eastern Kentucky than it will be in our counties of central Kentucky and southern Indiana here. I think the closer you are to Frankfort and Lexington, the higher your rain chance would be within our counties. And it's powered by the sun, so it'll be out of here by the time the sun sets on Sunday. Lower humidity is here early next week. It's going to be amazing. We're talking like Monday through Saturday of next week, just almost picture perfect each and every day. Tuesday should be the day you really feel the lowest of the humidity, and therefore we will see overnight lows in the 50s, maybe in a rogue upper 40 degree temperature or two by like Tuesday, Wednesday morning of next week. Incredible stuff. By the way, yes, Tuesday is Wave Day at the State Fair. Temperatures will be around 80 degrees with plenty of sunshine, not a cloud in sight. Wow, perfect day, right? It's also senior day at the State Fair. One quick update right now on Hurricane Ernesto. It is currently moving through Bermuda as a Category 2 hurricane and is expected to weaken here over the next couple hours as it does so into a Category 1 where it will no longer affect land. Now let's get you to the 10-day earliest alerts. Now popping onto your screen here, you see the alert day for Saturday and the perfect weather next week. I'll get to two more questions before I clock out of here and get into, of course, our newscast at 11. Zach's asking, what about Carrollton, Kentucky? We do not do location specific, like, hey, what about my town? Because there's like hundreds of these comments right now. So can't really do that, but just know that everything I talked about here pertains to you. You just have to know where you live on these maps that we show. Carrollton, Carroll County is a very northeasterly corner of our counties there. Nancy, appreciate you. Let's see. Grim is asking again, should we be more concerned with severe weather in the south and eastern counties, Whitley County? Yes. You guys, Whitley County would be more into that zone, in my opinion, of seeing more widespread storm activity and therefore the potential for more severe storms than us here in the Louisville area and the counties that we serve of Louisville, or I should say north central Kentucky and southern Indiana. I'm going to find one more question. One more question we're going to find here. Nikki, appreciate you recommending the weather app to friends and family. That's a big help to folks who really need it. Truly is asking for winter to be here soon. Wouldn't that be nice? Shonda says you need nice weather on Tuesday, less to worry about. I agree. That's awesome. Let's see, any more questions? Okay. Final question here from Jenna Lucas. Sorry, I'm late. What time is this stuff happening tomorrow? I get it, Jenna. I've been there. It's like you get on a live stream and you're like, I've missed everything. So we're going to put up the final word on this alert day here. Saturday between 2 and 8 p.m., clusters of strong to severe storms are possible with damaging wind and hail potential. Secondary flood and isolated tornado threats are there, but they're much lower. Most of these storms will be south and east of Louisville. Most of these storms will be in eastern Kentucky. A lot of folks will get missed by these storms tomorrow. I'll say it one more time. A lot of these storms will miss you. Not every storm is going to be within our counties. A lot of these will be outside of them. So not everybody's going to see the storms. Hopefully that's clear. A lot of folks are going to get missed by storms tomorrow. So there we go. And Tiffany, that kind of answers your question about the time frame for Louisville right here. And I think a lot of these, again, will be south and east of the city, and Louisville may not be so involved in this at all. But we'll track the changes overnight tonight, and I'll have the latest update for you on Wave News at 11 o'clock this evening. And because of said newscast, I got to get out of here because I got to do my TV stuff. So that's it for now. Thanks, everybody, for being on this evening on Wave Weather Now, our 24/7 local weather live stream for the Louisville, Kentucky area and southern Indiana, the only one of its kind in our area. You can access it on the wave3.com website. Just go to Wave Now and then click Weather Now. Or, of course, you can go to the Wave Weather app, click Watch Live. It's right there. And then the Wave Now app for your smart TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Just select the Wave Weather Now stream. It's the second one there once you download that app. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for your attendance this evening and for your great questions. I'll see you on Wave News at 11 o'clock. Good night and great weekend, everybody.